So I'm in TJ Maxx today. All right, you guys familiar with the?
already off to a good start.
Are you already vested in this one?
Were you wading through piles of clothes that were on clearance?
No, this was a different TJ Maxx visit. So I was in there because I get the cheap cell phone suction cup clip for my car. I always have. I don't buy expensive ones. And do they even make expensive ones? For me,
yes,
they do. Okay, what do you got to go to Brookstone or something like that?
No, the internet. The internet will do it.
Amazon.
Amazon.
I want to look up see how much these are. So anyway, I go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls and buy on sale cheap ones that last me anywhere from 6 to 8 months. Had to get a new one because my previous one of the clips snapped off. All right, so I'm in there. A lot of those things are sold on one of the divider walls where the lines start, where people are cashing out or not cashing out, but people are ready to purchase their goods that they just moped around for. And I wasn't eavesdropping, but I happened to be next to two middle-aged women who were chatting about what seemed to be about purchasing a home. And one of the women was going on and on about this one house being superior than the other house and started rattling off these bullet points as to why. It has more space, has more square footage. It had this and it had that. And after about the third bullet point, I was like, oh my God, wow, that's amazing. To myself, like, oh, that's incredible. Geez, listen to you go. Oh my God, why didn't you just buy the fucking thing? Wow, yowzers. They heard me. They heard me. My discreet.
Good. Nice.
Good. What do you mean good? One perked up and looked at me, and I just. Why is this good?
Yeah. Good for two reasons. One, your personal embarrassment. That brings me joy. I appreciate that. I hope you appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. And two, fuck them. They deserve to be mocked. If you want to have these types of personal conversations out in public, they're not your conversations anymore. They're our conversations. And we're allowed to poke our nose into your business if you're out in public and you do it. It's like I say, when these assholes down in my woods, when they have a party that I can hear while I'm trying to sleep at 3 a.m, I'm invited to the party because I can hear it. Because the other option's the cops. So kiss my dick hole.
Okay. Well, now I don't feel nearly as bad. I don't feel I thought you were saying good as in good that you shouldn't be doing that. You should keep that stuff to yourself. I feel better. I feel more justified. I feel vilified.
No, I 100% agree. Look at that. Look right off the bat, me and him are agreeing.
Woo, look at that. See, you guys
ridicule them bitches. I love it.
Fine,
it's good. I hope they felt embarrassed. I'm glad you felt embarrassed kind of too. I'm with Murr on that one as well. Look, this is just a straight up and down the board. We voted fucking same side of the ticket. Look at that.
Well, I had to say it made my. I had two of these things in my hand, and it made my decision making a lot more expeditious. I just grabbed. I was like, oh, put one down and walked away real quick and buried my nose in the colognes and deodorants. I was like, oh shit. I hope they didn't hear me. I think they heard me. They probably didn't hear me.
There is nothing. I will say, just generally, as a general rule of thumb, whether it's a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx or a Ross or any of those stores, there's literally nothing inside of those stores that is worth waiting in line for.
Agreed.
I've come up with I think the last time I had some Adidas pants, track pants, and I was like, oh, look at this nice find. It's it's marked down 87 times. These bitches are $8.99. It's $50 track pants. Here we go. We're gonna go. Oh nope, there's 20 people in line. Fuck that. The pants are going. I'll just throw them. I just huck them in the air and they just land somewhere. And that's it. I'm gone.
I think that's store policy. I think that's what you do. You put them right over in the irregular underwear section and just toss them over your shoulder. Yeah. Gone.
That's called job security. That gives someone the opportunity to put it back.
What you do is you sit it down over in that sock and underwear corner where there's always an abnormal amount of Latinos just kind of buzzing around, and just leave it there, and it'll never be found again.
A normal amount of Latinos buzzing around.
Every time I'm in one of those, I walk over there because I'm I'm gonna see if there's a pair of socks that I'd like to pick up, and there's just some guys. There's a couple Latinos just hanging around.
Well, one thing you should understand as well as I do, being a short man yourself there, Alan, is I believe the Latinos go to the TJ Maxx's because much like your regular bargain basement stores that exist out there, they still have name brand stuff. It's just the stuff that didn't sell from the higher stores
Mhm.
They bought it from them, and then now TJ Maxx has it on their shelves. And one thing that doesn't sell a whole lot of, especially in the men's section, are my 30-inch length jeans. And so that's a good place for the Latinos to go because, like me and you, they are of a shorter, squattier nature. And
So I'm not gonna
that's-
lie.
Yeah.
I end up in the sock section because me being a short guy, I have a very short guy foot size. So I like my socks like a youth large or like a men's small, men's meaty. You know what I mean? Like I need the top out size can't be a 12. That's not going to work for me.
Right.
I'm not in that range. I'm not that normal adult male range. I need the one right below it. So when you go over there, and I think, like you said, a lot of the Latino guys are like, "Oh, look at my tiny foot. They got the small socks over here. Let's go." And they're name brand, like you said, Adidas, Puma, whatever you need.
Yeah,
Oh, they got it
Wes.
all.
See, this
Yeah.
is the trials and tribulations of being smaller than the quote unquote average American male like yourself. You know what Alan and I have to deal with, what we have to contend with when we buy socks in the new America, because now socks have to be the shape of the foot. We have to end up with the heel of a sock above our Achilles tendon, popping
That's
out the top of our fucking shoe.
Yeah.
Because these will fit shoe size 5 to 12. No, they don't. They
No.
fit the size 12, and everybody below that either has to tuck a toe or just suck it up.
That's matter of fact. Like I have to wear high tops, or else you'll see the heel cap on my socks and shit. Like that's ignorant. I'm a grown man. I make good money. I should be able to have socks that fit my feet.
It's size. First of all, its size is 6 through 12, and I know because I have a 12.
Either
And-
way,
and sometimes I have to figure out whether or not if they sell something. Typically, I'll look for like something that goes up to 13. But I normally don't see. I don't know if you guys are insecure about why you shop in these stores, because as I'm in there, I mind my own business. I'm not there like, I'm wondering if there's a smaller
obviously,
individual.
tell that to that progressive couple in line.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just,
that ruins your stance.
that could have been at a Starbucks or a fucking Dunkin' Donuts or a Panera Bread. It just happened
Panera.
to be.
I was gonna say that feels like a Panera encounter.
Waiting on my food. Yeah, waiting on my my apple chutney turkey and tomato soup.
Waiting on my bread bowl of fucking broccoli cheddar.
Yeah. Oh, and you know another thing, I did happen. I guess it was a set of unfortunate circumstances that turned into something pleasant. I did buy a couple boxes or 3 packs of boxer briefs. Because I got some that have holes in the taint area, and I'm going to have to recycle them. That's kind of a good time. It's a good litmus test to start recycling and getting rid of get out with the old, get some new stuff.
Taint holes? Is that the barometer? Is like taint?
I think so. I think there's just
Taint wear?
a fair amount of friction that has caused rips or tears in the taint hole region of my boxer briefs. That's correct.
That's fair.
Funny, because I think that's what happened to me this summer.
Oh, yeah. Funny.
It's the colonoscopy.
But
I'm sorry. I've been sitting on a joke this whole time. So that couple you were talking about, are they going to be keeping their booze in a liquor cabinet? Huh? Huh?
they weren't a couple there. I think they were just friends.
Okay. I thought they were lesbians.
Yeah,
That was the whole point.
could be. You know what? I think they were. As a matter of fact, memory serves me correct. They were 100% couple. Just a very, and they had the mean mug of a lesbian, if that's such a thing. Like, what are you staring at? Listening to? Cracker. Oh, they were white.
Cracker.
Honky. But I did buy a couple, 2-3 packs of boxer briefs, and I've had to be very careful at TJ Maxx's, Marshalls, and Burlington Coat Factories because I go there as well. The last few that I've bought, I don't know if this is becoming a new thing or becoming a new norm or a more normal thing, but I've made the mistake of getting what looked to be just kind of run-of-the-muck boxer briefs with no pee-pee hole. With no hole to pull to the side. It's just a very, almost like a compression short style. What are you shaking your head at?
Short?
Mar?
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 points to make. Alan, do you have anything further? Because I have to, there's an educational moment.
Well, I mean, yeah, real quick. I was going to say, first of all,
Okay.
Don't you read the packaging?
I have, and that's what I'm saying. Like a couple of these have had some very tricky graphic that looks to be the stitching, and it's just stitching. It's not the actual hole that you can pull to the side. And, a couple of these I've had to have some odd moments, especially like playing golf or, going to a nose game in a men's room. You have to pull the boxer briefs all the way down below the balls to pee. That's no fun.
Yeah, that's no good. No, that's just, I don't know. Go ahead, Burr. I want to hear this.
I'm slightly flabbergasted, to be honest with you, because that's not what that's for. That's not even its function. Its function is to simply be able it's that window that you're speaking of. Yes, it can become a window through force, but it's not meant for your dick to come out of at all. It's only there to be able to spread. It's simply not sewn so that it has a more flexible way of moving. You're not supposed to actually try to window it out. You're not supposed to, in an emergency situation, yeah, sure, go ahead. Find a way to get it through that hole, but that's not what it's for, ever.
So
he's right, man, and that's how you get twisty balls. And I think you, of all people, know the twisty balls is a dangerous scenario.
Sure.
There's a fine documentary episode on an HBO series.
What
now? Boxers do have a peekaboo window. That is what that's for. But boxer briefs, tighty whities, that weird little like kind of S curve in the front. No, that is simply a ball relaxation point. It's not meant to open.
Okay, so all boxer briefs, regardless if they have that window or not, or stretch seam, whatever you want to call it, they're designed for. Okay. I'm trying to think about urinating in a men's room. Okay. You don't unbuckle your pants and your top button and the zipper. That's just unnecessary. It's the fly, and then you pull that aside and pull your dick out, and then that's it. Now,
pardon the pun. Are you yanking my chain here?
What do you mean by yanking your chain?
Yeah. No. I don't want to tell you you've been doing it wrong for a long time.
Hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. So, Mur, do you unbutton your like? Do you go through like zipper, unbutton, unbuckle, and pull down when you pee every time, like in public?
Maybe not pull down, but
I don't use the hole. Like, though the hole's use is not specifically for that, and the squiggly line, obviously, fucking isn't a hole. But like, are you expecting me to not use said hole, even though I risk twisty balls every time that I go pee? Because that's just outrageous. I'm a lazy American. There is no way I'm unbuttoning my fly every time I go pee.
Well, thankfully you can't see below my chest, so I'm actually going to go through the motion here. So, okay, I unbuckle my belt. I undo the button of the pants, zip down, and then like double thumb action, underwear, lip down. And then I'm going. And if I gotta put a hand against the wall, then I just kind of got the thumb like I don't know, just holding down the action there, and then we're good. I don't understand how that process is. I find your process, which I've done before in a phantom pee situation, but that's a lot more effort. I feel like I gotta jam my hand into the dark depths of the zipper area, and then I got to go digging around, and I got to fucking finagle that bad boy out, and then I feel like I got to use two fingers to keep that little opening open, or I'm going to guillotine myself, because I've guillotined myself before. We got a little bit of a crisscross action happening on there, and I feel like I'm going to need some of that crooked carrot medicine.
This is wildly intriguing.
It really has.
The approaches of men's urinations in public.
We're gonna have to take this to a poll on the middle class holes, because I
definitely I don't touch my belt buckle.
No,
at all.
It's one zip down. And then I use my left hand index finger and create a hook. And pull the in one motion, pull the boxer brief and zipper fly open enough to get the guy out, and then voila.
Wow! No wonder you've got holes in your taints. You've been stretching the fabric all wrong all the time. There's like there is some small Asian child getting paid $1 a day. Well, I guess he's actually thankful because you're buying more underwear. So I guess everybody wins.
The fruit of the looms are staying in business.
Yeah, fruit of somebody's looms.
Man,
Hold on, Alan. I got to go back to you for a second. Okay, so you don't unbuckle the belt. So what are you doing? You're just hitting the zipper.
so I do the same thing Wes does. But I will say that here's the difference is because of what you had described as, the potential crisscrossy action. So it's going to sound crazy, but when I pull aside pretty forcefully enough so that like my balls and my penis come out, are through the hole. So I am very much risking twisty balls. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's how I do it. And then I just, they go back on in. Everything just goes back on in together, and then we're out of there. Wow.
This is amazing.
That's why I said this is so intriguing. This is vastly different.
Yeah, what I will say is that in with my method, or kind of my method, and then Alan has kind of a hybrid, especially with the balls coming out, because mine stay in. I will say with the quick re-entry, I do run the risk of it being on the side that I don't like, because I lay to one side. So what I find myself doing is after I wash my hands is that walk from the sink to exit the bathroom, just me jamming my hands around my crotch, like just trying to get it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, because not only have you put it on the wrong side, you've also bunched up the underwear in a natural way. You've stretched things out. And I have never wanted to watch two friends use the bathroom so much in my life. This is
wait till the middle classholes go to an Orioles game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be such a learning adventure.
Like my method is very similar to imagine like a small child like just yanking his pants down to his ankles, right? Mm-hmm. Now mine is just simply leaving the pants up at the hips. I just simply unfurl the entire front opening. That's it, and then you've got like what I'll call the wedge of freedom at the front of the pants. Mm-hmm. And then I pee, and then I close the wedge.
Yeah, I know. I understand. This isn't like something that's...
I get it. I've seen others do that. I walk into public bathrooms, and I see a guy who's like, you could see the flaps, and I'm just like, man, that seems like a lot to go pee, my man. There's a hole. There's two holes that you could utilize. I guess one of them is not for that, but yeah.
I just want to I'm going to simply state why I believe you guys are wrong, because mine is just simply unleashing. Okay. I'm undoing things and I am unleashing. You guys have what is called a technique.
True.
You guys have created a unique way of using the bathroom for yourselves through a technique. Whereas I'm just like, I just undo my pants and take a piss. I just undo them in the way they designed them to be undone.
I can't wait to be in a variety of social situations and just be like, hey, man, so you guys take your dicks out the dick hole, or do you unbutton your pants when you go pee? And people are going to be like, what? Excuse me?
I want to take a quick poll here, figure it out.
Quick, hey, ladies, plug your ears.
Right.
So guys, use the dick hole, or do you just open up your fly? Yeah, just questions.
So to go back on these boxer briefs that I have inadvertently bought that don't have that's basically just a pouch. It's required me to do the Andrew Murr method of peeing. Which
you mean the normal method? You just required you to go pee.
I don't know if that's the normal method.
I didn't learn that in health class in middle school. As a matter of fact, they didn't really teach that. So, listen, they didn't teach my method either. At that point, I figured
I feel like
teenage boys had it.
Yeah, just kind of natural. It's like whatever, however you evacuate yourself, go for it.
I'm starting to think they should. I'm starting to believe that there needs to be a health teacher that's like, all right, boys, this is how you go to the bathroom.
Right.
To be fair, I would say that like my wife bought me a pair of boxers specifically for golf. Actually, they're a golf brand where the fly isn't a sideways fly. You don't have to pull it sideways. It's straight up and down. So literally, you just pull old boy out.
Yeah,
and he just flap him back in, and like it's fucking genius. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's the most convenient. Like that, I firmly believe all boxers and boxer briefs should be made that way, and then Murr's way of pissing will be antiquated because the pouch will have been made for proper pissing technique.
I will say when I've worn when you wearing a suit and you wear actual boxers that are not clingy, so you don't get any you don't get your panty lines on there or anything, and so the boxers do have the window, just a straight up window. There's barely even a flap there. Some boxers are cut so tight, like there's almost just a slit, like peekaboo. And so then I will just do the zipper and out. That way you don't have to untuck your shirt.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
Yeah.
But any other situation, I just don't understand. You guys, I mean, we've gone over the wiping. We'd had the wiping episode where people didn't know how to wipe their own ass or their own vagina, which is strange. Maybe there does need to be, maybe we need to sit down and public schools need to stop teaching critical race theory and start teaching critical P theory.
It's like I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It's a viral video. It might not have hit your guys's threads, but it's like, I want to say it's like a radio show in New York, like Hot 99.5 or whatever. One of the hip hop ones up is in there, and they have a guest on, and they're all talking about like going to the bathroom, like we kind of were about wiping and pooping. And there's a guy who admits to the fact that like he never understood why, but he catches the poop with his toilet papered hand and then drops it into the toilet. And like the whole show was roasting him. They were like, bro, what? And he was like, well, yeah, why would I have the paper then? Like, what's the whole point? And they're like, yeah, you shit and then you wipe your ass, bro. Like, you don't catch the shit. And like, it's a whole, I'll find the video for you guys. This is almost like that.
How old?
That's got to be a bit.
Yeah. How old was this guy?
No, it
roughly?
wasn't.
How old do you think this gentleman was?
Oh God, it is mid-20s to early 30s.
I find it nearly impossible that either one, that conversation didn't come up, or two, he didn't watch some movie or some sketch comedy thing or something that just showed a guy like, a normal human sitting on a toilet with their hands on their lap.
Like he asked them,
side,
he literally asks the crew, like, do y'all really just let the poop fall in the toilet? And they're like, yes. Like, we don't understand this line of question. I found the video. I'll share it with you. It's
okay. Well, the one thing this has nothing to do with that. This is actually just a rather good toilet hack. So if you're in a public bathroom and you got to take a dump, and you do not, under any circumstances, want that the water plop, if you will, where the poop hits and bloop, and you get a splash, and somehow that splash, it doesn't hit your butt cheek. It always hits you right back in the asshole. That's where the water always goes. Simply, before you sit down, take a, I don't know, forearm's length of toilet paper, fold it up gently, and lay it right in the center of the toilet. That way, when the poop hits down, it hits the toilet paper first, even though it's already saturated. It doesn't allow the water to splash back.
Kind of creates like an inverted parachute.
Yeah,
Okay.
It breaks the surface tension.
Yeah.
Yes,
so that your poop doesn't.
That's
Yeah, so I just sent you guys the link. We can look at it later. So it's not to slow down the show, but my man is flabbergasted. Is all I'm saying.
Enjoy my red wine. Middle class holes, everyone. Foxman, Alan, and Murr, I'd like to welcome you all to our podcast where we talk more about, things that are going on rather than shit and how we pee, and we make fun of people who don't know how to pee. I didn't queue up the nasty news bit, but NASA plans to retire the International Space Station by 2031 by crashing it into the Pacific Ocean. So the International Space Station, which was launched in 2000, that's a lot later than I thought. Maybe Armageddon has been fucking with me.
I felt like this thing was a 90s.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you both.
Yeah,
like
maybe
2000?
Maybe, like I said, Bruce Willis and company get shot up in there. This is the International Space Station. I just assume it's been there for a long, long time. The Russians and Japanese and Americans, they all house there. It's great. So launched in 2000, the Space Lab has orbited 227 nautical miles above Earth for more than 200 astronauts, 19 different countries joining in stints aboard. So they say this isn't some like farewell thing. It's going to be a very active decade or 9 years for it, and then they're going to splash it in to what they call the space graveyard. It's called the Point Nemo, and for you guys, just for frame of reference here, here's where that is. You have this is Antarctica, this is Chile, and this is New Zealand. So it's actually what they deem
spot.
What's that?
That's a good spot.
It's the farthest place in any ocean that's the farthest away from all land, all points. So that's what I learned that today. Got that going.
I hope that eventually we crash enough satellites that it starts to pile up, and then you just see satellites sticking out of the water.
Well, that's they call this a space cemetery. I didn't get a depth on it, but there's been this will be the 264th spacecraft. They didn't specify what spacecraft is, but 263 things have been deposited in there between 1971 and 2016. That's not,
crazy.
That's not like a couple Buicks.
No, but I bet if you go out there in some dinghy wanting to hunt around a little bit, you're going to get yourself a nice little floodlight right in the pupils before you even exit the boat to get in the water. They ain't letting you anywhere near that shit.
If you go out there in a dinghy, you have somehow made it into the deep, deep, deep Pacific Ocean in the dinghy.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
You've been paddling on a dinghy from the east port of New Zealand for 2,000 miles.
I'm just saying, there's no covert.
You, sir, are Popeye.
There's no covert operation covert enough to make your way out to the satellite graveyard, because I guarantee there's some tech out there that many would like to get their fingers on.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. It just so happened if you get there by any means necessary, you're likely going to like you're going to get hung up or intercepted or something like that. So yeah, man. I mean, and they went on to talk about I don't know why NASA goes on to say that now private sector is technically and financially capable of developing and operating commercial low Earth orbit destinations. We're looking forward to sharing our lessons. I don't know why they made that some sort of keynote in this article. It has nothing to do with these things like docking with the ISS.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, there's no atmosphere in space, so I would imagine there's like no rust or anything like that. So it's still just a structure. Is it still structurally sound? I mean, are they just tired of dealing with it? Like, why not make it like, just leave it there and just make it a part of the next thing? Like, even if it's just like an extra wing to whatever they put up. I think they're right. I think Elon Musk and Bezos and these guys have proven that they can technically do what NASA does, but they can make it a lot cooler and nicer. And yeah, I don't know. I guess in a way it's a positive step saying like, yep, we've reached the pinnacle. Like, you guys can take over now. Government's done enough.
Yeah, I do. In terms of your life expectancy, I wonder if this was something that they already had in mind. Like, I mean, maybe not from day one, but maybe a decade ago, they were like, this thing probably has X amount of years on it, and after that, it's not financially stable. Because I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think they make these decisions based on money.
Yeah,
I mean, it takes what to crash something into the Pacific Ocean? Some fuel.
But okay, well, why not just sell it then? Why not say like, hey, Elon, would you like to buy the International Space Station from us? We're going to decommission it, so it's either going to go in the ocean graveyard, or you can have it and you can come do your little experiments up here and man it if you want. I mean, he has the ability to put one of the things that didn't get a whole lot of media attention is he put 4 civilians in space higher than the space station a few months ago. The Inspiration. And nobody fucking talked about it.
Maybe this will springboard that. I mean, he's got 9 years to figure this out. I'm sure someone like Elon Musk could start turning the wheels on how he could. I'm just saying Musk. It could be anybody could start turning the wheels on how they could make this, their space station. God, you imagine that? Bezos' space station.
I'm actually fearful of that.
Get fucking, you get 2 hour shipping from fucking anywhere on the planet. It's just a distribution hub.
Yeah. Here's another thing I wanted to show you guys. This year, you talk about debris. This here is a rendition of debris that's orbiting Earth. And that's a variety of things. It's not just that they didn't classify it as satellites, but just junk.
You want to be even more freaked out, Wes? Read the line at the bottom of the page.
1980.
Yeah, we've done a lot more since then.
42 years ago. I don't know. I thought maybe we've cleaned things up. Maybe we got a little more tidy out in space.
Not in the least. But thankfully, there's a lot of space in space, so we're okay for now. Yeah, it could get a little funky over time. Even Elon said, like when they launch stuff, they have to there's a window on all they have everything tracked up there. They're like, yeah, you're pretty good whenever, but out of an abundance of caution, you do have to track some things.
Yeah, actually, it says right here, space debris disposal. There are few space debris removal processes. Few. There are not many of them. One of which is depositing large spacecraft in the spacecraft cemetery on Earth, which is what the ISS is going to do. The most common way to eliminate space debris is to deorbit crafts, causing them to burn up during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. So if they're not crashing in the Pacific, they just burn those puppies up, bringing them back.
Yeah. Why don't they just grab somebody to design something cool? Like that goes around and like maybe a giant magnet or something and grabs like 6 or 7 satellites and then they crash that fucker into the ocean or burn it up or whatever. Like do that for a few years. That'd be fun. Somebody out there with a drone, some dork with a video game. Just tell them it's a video game. Let them go take care of shit.
Wasteful. Like there's a lot of like precious metals and things that go into, fucking making spaceships. I would figure that somebody would be like, you know what, we should bring that back down here. Maybe make some fucking, gold chains or something. Like, it just seems like there's a lot of raw resource on a space station that could be reused is all.
No, you jogged something in mind because when I saw the story and then of course I instantly thought of Elon, like, why don't they just challenge him to land it? Like he's landing like rockets, and that was never done before. So why don't they just challenge him, be like, "Hey, Elon, I think you can land this on one of your stupidly named fucking launch pads in the middle of the ocean? Think you can do that? Think you can do that, tough guy? Just like fuck with him and see if he can like send some sort of like retro boosters up there and see if he can land that on top of an aircraft carrier."
That's probably not a terrible idea. How big is it? Do we know?
The ISS?
I have a feeling it's like the size of an aircraft carrier, which is probably part of the problem.
It's big, but it's bigger than you think, but not as big as you think. So I'm going to say if you took like 7 school buses and welded them together, I think that's about how big it is.
So it says 356 feet, but I'm looking for some sort of, okay, this is perfect, actually. Darn it. Okay, well... Huh. It's a little bit.
Once completed dimensions, all right. 108.5 by 72.8 meters, slightly larger than a full-size soccer field.
There you go, Alan. Yeah. Voila.
That's pretty big. But most of it's the panels. So if you chop those panels off, threw them in the graveyard, and you took that middle section, you could land that middle section. Yeah, looking at that thing, honestly, that tube right there at the 50-yard line, that's basically where they live. You've got the tube running parallel and horizontal. Like, yeah, those 2 spots, that's where the astronauts are. Everything else is just power and cables.
And you're right. You're suggesting you won't to Mr. Bezos?
Yeah, basically.
Mr. Musk?
What do you mean? I won't? Won't what?
Like like a dare. You won't do it. You won't land the space station.
Yeah. I bet you can't. You probably can't do that, could you? Just like that in casual conversation. I mean, unless you thought you could land it on an aircraft carrier. And then just stare at them, wait to see what they say. And then Elon would take like a 2.5-minute pause and be like, it's possible.
I feel like he's just Kip from fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah,
Like that's his verbal presence is that guy.
Here's the in the world of project management, you need to have a contingency plan. If you can't do it, the contingency plan is just to crash it in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Say, look, if you can't do this, then you need to guarantee that it goes into Point Nemo, where 263 other aircraft and space things live.
Yeah,
Jesus.
That's fine too. I mean, that would be a nice viewing event. Maybe that'd be fun for the international. Let's be honest. We've done most of the legwork on that thing. It's a United States space station, but it would be fun to like have like a, I don't know, like a ABC Worldwide Sports like special event. And everybody just stands outside, stares at the sky, and watches the International Space Station crash into the ocean.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I'd do that. I'd get out in the Pacific with my dinghy, check it out from afar. Well, rest in peace in 9 years, the International Space Station. We're going to hit you folks hard with a new bit. I don't know if this is how far this is going to go. I don't know if this woke culture is going to shut us down, but fuck it. Here goes nothing. This new bit is like something we like to call, Is This Racist? Murr?
Is this racist?
I like that. That's the way that I like it announced.
Well, we talked about this gentle person not too terribly long ago. He's a London guy, and he went and, he calls himself transracial. He's a, quote, transracial influencer, and he wants his penis reduced so he can be 100% Korean. Now, the reason I ask, is this racist? Is because he obviously believes he's always been Korean. He got the surgery to look Korean, but he doesn't feel Korean because in his Korean mind, Korean men have obviously smaller penises than the one he has been equipped with. So the question of, is it racist is it racist because he believes that all Korean men have substandard penises for life? Or is it an inappropriate stereotype that all Asian men simply have smaller wangs? Wes?
Well, okay. If I didn't know anything about this, even sans the article or the bit that we did about this person, it was like, what, 6-8 months ago? I remember this. I would have said, yeah, that is racist. But within this very article, I read something pretty interesting. So Koreans, on average, have larger penises than UK men. So I don't know. I don't know anymore.
It's.
Then I think it makes it racist because he's working on an unfounded stereotype that Asian men have small dicks, and so he needs his dick to be smaller. Or, Alan, is it a soft flex saying, I've got a big dick?
Ooh. But no, because did the article specifically say he wants to get it reduced to be more like Korean men?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's definitely racist because of what we now know. I was going to say it was not racist because technically he identifies as Korean. And so he can't really be racist against himself. But fucking, if we're going back now we know that Korean guys have larger penises on average than UK men. This guy who decided to be Korean doesn't even understand that, he's going to a larger dick size. And this guy is going to his doctor being like, I need a smaller dick. So, yeah, I think he's racist. I think he fucked up. I think he didn't do his own due diligence, which makes him racist. Yeah. If he did it, he would have been perfectly within his means as a Korean man to be like, make my dick bigger.
And I also think I think that the editor for the Daily Star out of UK needs to get either fined, fired, or a week without pay because how in the world could you let the world know that South Korean men on average have bigger penis sizes than men in the UK? I don't know. I don't know how you can let that leak.
It's journalistic integrity, sir.
Yeah, look, here's his exact I just added. Here's his exact quote. I would even have a penis reduction so I'm like the Korean average. Can we find the Korean average?
Okay, sure.
Unless,
We got
what's the Korean average?
Can't believe I'm about to do this on a computer that I swore that I wasn't going to fill with malware and viruses. But here we go.
No, go to. I think you can Wikipedia it, which will
Get you
save
some
you.
antivirus, bro. First of all, what's wrong with you? It's 2022.
Ooh, I don't know. I've ruined a lot of.
Spend some money. Get you some antivirus. You'll be good to go.
Well, pardon the pun, but staying in the same vein, is it racist to always, even though it sounds like a good stereotype, but to say all black men have large penises? And statistically speaking, that is true. If you look at the chart, which I believe Wes will find here eventually, African men do, in fact, have larger penises than the global standard. But what if you're a black man and you have a small penis? What does that do to your psychology?
I don't know. It probably messes you up. I will say that my wife has casually told me about a young African American gentleman she had encountered that was that did not live up to the stereotype. You know what I mean? And so, even years later, this girl's just like, ha, this guy had a fucking tiny dick. It's like, it's fucking ignorant, bitch.
By the way, so this here is world data info, and if you hover over a country, you'll see South Korea 13.16 centimeters. Conveniently, the North Koreans you can't do. Weird. UK 13.13.
Okay.
Centimeters.
So hold on. So it's only just slightly 13.16 in South Korea. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and that's 5.18 inches.
Yes, that is 5.18 inches. 13.13 is 5.16. So very minuscule difference, but a difference nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, you say who's counting? Men are counting. All right, all men. Every dude.
Oh man. So our consensus is it racist?
Yeah, I
think it is.
In a weird way, it is. It's like
because I'm certain. Look, hey, my logic is that I'm certain that this guy did not just do what we just did and Google both the average dick size in South Korea and the average dick size in the UK, and then be like, okay, I'm going to measure mine. Oh, I'm 5.6. Whew, I better bring that bad boy on down to make me legit Korean. Like, he definitely didn't do all of that. He's just riding this wave of fucking Korean confidence. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be a fucking K-pop sensation. Make my dick smaller. And the doctor's like, you mean bigger, right? And then he kills himself because his whole identity is a lie.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the reason, but well, he better do his research when he's going for a doctor, because I have a feeling I know what ethnicity his surgeon might be. Mm-hmm. Is it racist?
By the way, I was flying through the map here in the world. The largest I came by, Cameroon, 16.67 centimeters.
So what's that? I can't. That's gotta be like
6.56,
like 7 inches.
6.5.
What is it?
6.56 inches. That's average
for Cameroon.
That's the largest I found.
Okay,
that's in Africa.
Now there's some in Africa that don't have you can't highlight. So I mean,
I'm sure there are a lot of governments in Africa that don't do national penis statistics very well.
My question is
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Who was the intern that compiled all this data?
Oof. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I'm doing a research project. Could you pull your penis through the hole of your underwear?
I missed out. Are you wearing? Hey, listen, unbutton your buckle. All right, do it correctly, buddy.
Show us how you go pee.
It was actually Ecuador, 17.61.
Ooh, 17 point. Look at the Latinos. That's breaking a stereotype.
6.9.
Very much so.
6.9.
17.6 was 6.9, almost a 7-inch dong.
Average.
Go ahead, Ecuador.
Yeah.
On average. All right, now that's okay. I do need to know, like, who is the intern that was doing the research? Seriously, because I mean, were they just asking the question, or were they measuring with the tape?
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling if you're at a fancy Ecuadorian discotheque, you might get a few far-fetched lengths if you're just asking in the bathroom stall.
Oh, you're asking if it was an honor system? Like, hey man, we just want to know how big your penis is.
Yeah.
There's a single college intern, and he hung out in discotheque bathrooms. And he's just like, excuse me, sir.
Actually, I'm just going to leave this at your front desk. If you could just have people fill it out when they come in, that'd be great.
Would you like to help the University of Ecuador gather data on penis sizes?
Oh, listen, I could really use these 3 credits. Bad.
And then he comes up to him with a clipboard and a bullet of cocaine. And he's just like, here you go. And the guy's just like, there you go. Yeah, take a look. Get on in there.
Well, because how would you do the research? How is this research done? I want to deep dive on the research. Are you just going to like glory holes and just catching them off guard? Like, whoa.
Could be. Could be a very elaborate glory hole.
I don't know, man. With this type of stuff, I think a sample you can get a relatively decent sample size and enough buy-ins from either general physicians, your family practitioners, or urologists.
Okay, can I ask you a question, Wes?
Sure.
When was the last time your family urologist whipped the tape measure out when you went in for a physical?
My doctor was ever like, all right, bud, time to measure that dick. I'd be like, what? Is that medically necessary?
Okay, hold on. Zero. Never. But I've also never had Nielsen knock at my door and say, hey, we want to hook this up to your television to see what you're watching. Ever.
They send you a letter and you are not in a demo that they want to deal with.
My parents got letters back in the day.
And no offense, Alan, but there's a reason that your parents got letters back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Double L.
Yeah.
Double L Giannis.
In a white area, too. We're pretty... Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Okay, so...
What are these guys watching? Lots of Telemundo coming out of that house over there. Got to see what's going on.
All right, so did we come to a conclusion? It is racist?
Yes, I believe it is, in fact, racist, and I believe that the jig is up on his transracialism, and I do have a follow-up question through all of this. Considering he's transracial, is he still a part of the trans community?
Was he...
Who the hell knows?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know.
You have to ask them. I don't know.
I ain't that woke. I'm sorry. I
don't know.
ain't there yet. I'm still sleeping.
I have a question about this. He's going to get it done in Thailand because it's cost between $6,000 and $8,000, which is substantially less than it would cost in the UK. Is that racist, or is that just being economically sound?
That's just dumb.
Yeah, it's both a bad idea and economically savvy. I mean, look, these girls go to fucking the Dominican for Brazilian butt lifts. It's no different. It's just...
Yeah, but I feel like the Brazilians know how to lift the butt. They have really proven that technology in that part of the world. However, he's not going there because they're known for their penis shaping skills. He's going there based on their dollar shaving skills.
Well, also, but let me correct you. I think you're missing my point. If the young ladies of America went to Brazil to get their Brazilian butt lifts, okay. But they go to the Dominican to save them dollars. Like it's like the Caribbean Thailand. You know what I mean? You go there to shave some dollars off your elective procedure, and you end up with like one butt cheek at your kneecap and one butt cheek on your shoulder blade. That's how it happens.
Look at that ass, girl. By the way, for frame of reference, Thailand comes in at 11.45 centimeters on average. So, maybe that's part of the decision.
See, if he was converting to a Thai man and made that assumption, it might have been non-racist.
Right.
Well, what's your pitch when you get there? Make mine like yours.
I don't know. Do you like, or do you think he has like a photo book of like Korean penises.
Oh, I guarantee that man has a photo book.
Which one of these do you think you could pull off? And it's just tiny yellow penises.
Okay, we did a bit about a guy in Florida who was hacking penises off. I mean, maybe just take a trip down to the Everglades. That guy will shave some off for $200.
I gotta tell you, I feel like a penis reduction surgery is pretty simple. You just get the old cigar clippers out. We're done here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's fair.
It's a little more careful than that.
Not in Thailand.
Yeah. How is it? The United States is 13.58. Our brethren to the north, with no patrol on any of that border. We learned that in Fun Fact Friday about 2 weeks ago. 15.71. What the hell?
Listen. That's a hardier people. Okay,
yeah, they're robust up there.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Look, when their penises thaw out from that cold Arctic breeze, then they get a little bit bigger.
I guess that's fun.
Yeah, man. It's just like he said. It's different. It's a flannel country up there. You know, like our Indians got wiped out by blankets. Their Indians needed like physical force and extreme temperatures. It's different. It's hard. They're a hardier people.
Okay.
Up there.
What image do you get when I say Viking dick? Do you imagine something puny and small, or do you imagine something hardy and robust that you could club another man to death with?
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. They don't have Iceland or Greenland on here. What I find weird. Okay, so United States 3.58, Mexico 14.92, Honduras 15 centimeters, and then Costa Rica 0.01.
That's what it is. Latin guys got big dicks.
Yeah.
They're just short. They just, we're regular. We're short, normal size, like size wise, but we got big dicks.
Yeah,
so it goes.
Seems to be rounding out the bottom of the barrel. Cambodia, 10.04 centimeters.
No pause. These are. I know this is probably going to be racist in itself, but we've touched on a lot of countries that I think have a birth rate that's pretty high, but it's probably what some of the higher birth rates among countries in the world. Do you think the dick size correlates to birth rates?
Just more people creates
yeah. Well, you went through a bunch of countries that we like normally probably off the top of my head would be like, oh, Latin guys, small dicks. Korean guy, Asian guys, small dicks. But now you've kind of been like, hey, most of those guys have above average dicks, and well. You ever seen a family of 24 in a Toyota Tercel? They're most likely not American. They're not white. Okay, is all I'm saying. So I'm just saying, maybe dick size and birth rates go hand in hand. So,
what? Smaller dick size is bigger birth rate, or what do you mean?
Bigger dick size, bigger birth rate. Because, like I'm saying, he's saying, all right. So the natural inclination.
I don't know, man. Wait, you're writing off the Asian population.
China 13.07. India,
yeah, they don't be birthing them like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They wait, hold on, Alan. They birth them so much they have to like threaten them with fucking legal action if they birth too many.
Well, yeah, but like my point is that they have systemically curbed birthing, whereas like ever been to Honduras or like looked into it a little bit? There's just lots of Honduran couples with 13 children, like. So my point is. China may be an anomaly, but it sounds like the rest of Asia has pretty decent sized dongs, and Asians pop out kids a lot. Thailand, a lot of kids. Indians are Asian, tons of them. You know what I mean?
13.71.
And then you get into like the central. He was going like Costa Rica, Ecuador, whatever, but like Mexico, shit. Like I got like 72 cousins, motherfucker. I'm just saying, I think there could be something there.
Off topic, but a good warning. I had a pizza shop manager I worked for who was from Egypt, and we were going back and forth on some politics. And I said, "Are you a citizen yet?" And he said, "Just became one." I said, "Oh, so you're an African American?" And he did not take that well.
Africans don't like African Americans.
Yeah.
Well, Egyptians don't consider themselves African.
That's
a reminder.
That's true. Yeah.
We're
All right.
just-
Well, we got to the bottom. I think we came through unscathed. We may do another one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the response is.
we'll do it till we get canceled.
We'll try to tote the line of being appropriate. So,
Remember, it's not are we racist, it's is it racist, okay? And this guy has proven himself to be a transracial racist,
I think so. I think
which is very unique and odd.
I think you've hit the nail on the penis.
Yeah, just want to ask him,
head.
like, did you know that Koreans have bigger dicks than people from the UK?
I did
And he's gonna be
not.
like, nope. And he's gonna be like, I did not. And he'll be like, that's racist.
You need to get an enlargement, buddy, or
You can pump it up a little bit.
lady, or whatever. Okay. I think it's time for OMG fun facts.
That's right, my friends. It's officially time for your Fun Fact Friday OMG Facts, brought to you by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. If you've got any pain below the knee and above the ankle, find yourself your good friends over at the Shin Splints Recovery Group. You can find them on Facebook. And Wes, we are going to have to cancel the show again because they now have more followers than us once again.
Facebook's overblown. Fuck that. I don't care.
I agree. Well, you know what? Maybe you can join the metaverse and you can virtually run with some of your asshole friends who have ended up with some small fractures in their fucking shin bones. Let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Did you know the Bible is the most shoplifted book?
I mean, what do you
I had heard that before.
is shoplifting considered if you take it from a hotel?
No, because Gideon's put the Bible there for you to take. Shoplifting's when you go to a bookstore and say, "This is mine now."
Where do they sell them?
Yeah. Where do they
What,
sell
Bibles?
Yeah, I don't
In
think I've ever
book-
seen them in
every
too many
bookstore.
bookstores.
Every bookstore.
Yeah, there's
It's like the
probably
number
like
one selling book of all time.
forever
Okay,
since Gutenberg.
I get that, but what do you? I mean, can I go to a
Steve
Barnes and
Gutenberg.
Noble and find a Holy Bible?
Yes.
Huh.
Absolutely. You can find different variations of
All right, so
Like there's
Margaret-
other places you could have named. Wait, don't.
It'd be different if you were like, if I go to Starbucks, am I going to find a Bible? No, you'll probably find the New York Times bestseller, but you will find it at a Barnes and Noble.
Okay, but okay, perhaps, and Murray gave me a weird look. Okay, maybe I'm not toting around the religion section when I visit a Barnes and Noble. Okay, and I do understand that there are people who want to have one in their formal living room, which I don't even know if people still have formal living rooms anymore, which is fucking weird, but it is what it is. I would just say that it's the most selling book, the highest selling book of all time, just for longevity. It's been sold for centuries now. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever really, maybe I just don't have a keen eye for seeing Holy Bible at a bookstore and be like, oh, look at that. They're selling one. That's wild.
I mean, I don't pal around in the religious section either much, but I know that bookstores sell Bibles because it's the number one selling book of all time and they sell books.
Yeah.
It's just
100%.
deductive reasoning.
I mean, it's not like look. I think I got about halfway through. I think I made it to Jesus when I was reading I wasn't reading it for religion. I was just reading it for I want to consume this knowledge so that when I talk to people about this stuff, man, it is a dense read. I'll tell you that right now.
And there's only a scotch of knowledge in it. It's a lot of repetitive stories.
Yeah, there are, and then the best part is I actually downloaded the James Earl Jones Bible on tape or on audiobook.
You did the King James Earl Jones?
Yes, it's LeBron James and James Earl Jones taking turns.
Alternating verses.
That would be incredible.
I would buy that.
But you know the James Earl Jones cadence.
Yeah.
So it was taking forever. He gets to the point where he's like, and so Joshua begat Isaac. And Isaac begat Isaiah.
Yeah.
And Ezekiel begat. I'm like, oh my God. And by like the 40th begat, I begat out of the fucking app, and I don't think I ever went back.
Oh, this was like a book on tape.
Yeah, it's an audio book, a digital download of James Earl Jones. It was like 39 hours long. It was the most ridiculous thing. It might even been longer than that. I might even be undercutting it a little bit. Look that up. James Earl Jones audiobook Bible and see how long that motherfucker is. It might be like weeks long.
James Earl Jones reads the Bible.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with you.
I don't know if it tells us how long it is. 17 hours and 15 minutes.
Whew.
Okay, all right. So it's shorter than I thought, but yeah, that section.
That's a long 17 hours, bro.
God, I wonder how much
that
guy got paid.
Oh my God, could you imagine how long it would take to read, like legitimately? Because you mess up. I don't even feel bad for James Earl Jones. Mm-hmm. I feel bad for the guy who had to edit James Earl Jones. I know that man is a professional, but man, when you're reading like the lineage of thousands of years of human beings begatting each other, you're gonna make a few mistakes.
There's a whole fucking book of that. It's just that. It would be that for like 2 hours. There's like a segment of, and like I couldn't even imagine like Leviticus, just laws. Just don't eat pork. Don't fucking like just fucking a whole book of it. Like, oh God, yeah. Now I know the Bible pretty well because Catholic school.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that. Fucking yeah. No, that would suck. That would suck. There are some books in the Bible that are just mind numbing, literally. Not numbers. The book of Numbers is fucking just it's numbered. It's
just James Earl Jones going. One.
Basically, that's basically it. Oh, God, no, terrible. That sounds terrible. I've never even thought about it until now.
Did you know bulletproof vests, fire escapes, windshield wipers, and laser printers were all invented by women?
I got, what did we say? A bulletproof vest, fire escapes, windshield wipers, and what?
Laser printers.
Wow.
Wait, what was that?
All those were invented by women. All four amazing inventions. I mean, I guess, no, I didn't know that. And congratulations to those people. I'm sure they made fucking buku bucks, especially someone who did the laser printer. You probably sold that patent to Xerox and fucking made away with a cool 50 mil.
But they were all tested by men.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the picture of the guy testing the first bulletproof vest? I'd like to get the penis average on that man.
Yeah. You start small, you get a rubber bullet, then you get something. You
don't get a rubber bullet in like 1935. You get a fucking lead ball and a guy with a fucking handful of gunpowder.
Yeah.
Well, a few people got to die for, sacrifice. A few people got to die for the betterment of society.
You're only like 60 years removed from fucking guns that don't have rifling. Like, it's not that. It's not that advanced. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that. No.
What I always find fascinating when I read these things is like a time before they existed. Okay, bulletproof vests, I get it, fine. Okay, but like fire escapes, there was an era before fire escapes. Like, yeah, well, the building catches on fire. Just jump and hope for the best. Right. Like nobody thought about that. Windshield wipers. When it's raining, just hope for the best.
Yeah, as a fire and life safety professional, that is a lot of how the fire protection industry came about. Like you said, like fire escapes. Like they basically they fucking got to a building and they watched bodies just burning out of 8th floor windows, and they were like, yeah, we should probably make them put something up there to get out next time. And then and then the next year they were like, well, let's write that in the code book. And it still continues to this day. They're like,
yeah,
we're getting, world's getting rid of copper phone lines. I guess we could communicate over the internet, right? That would make some sense. Let's go ahead and put that in the code book for like 2013 because it's hasn't been around since the fucking 80s. Like yeah. So the fire alarm industry, it takes a little time.
Others, and some
deaths.
I think of those ones you kick over, and then you kick them like you latch it, and then the stairs fall down. I'm thinking like an apartment building in a city. But yeah, you're right. It was like, yeah, just jump out and hope for the best. Like, oh yeah, Pete shattered both of his ankles, his hips, and broke both femurs, tibias, and fibulas. Probably not going to walk again. He's still living. I bet you Pete just wish he was fucking dead. She would have stayed in the goddamn fire.
Or just got a couple skin grafts and been done with it.
Yeah.
Like in my time in this industry, like the things that you would have thought were already thought about, like that have come out, you've been like, huh, wow. It's like like how like 10-story apartment buildings just randomly started catching on fire in the middle of construction, and then people were like, we should probably put a temporary fire alarm system in there so that the construction doesn't burn down. And they were like, good idea, let's put it in a code book. And that's the fire alarm industry. They're like, fuck, did someone die? Maybe we should put pipes with water in them in a building, and so that way, if a fire starts, the water will just come out. Put that in the code book. Put it in there.
I was talking to Alan about this. I was project managing a floor that was getting built at the office that I worked at, and they were doing these. So it was these two doors that closed off the elevator bays, so you wouldn't use the elevators. Not just go in there and frantically push the button, but you literally couldn't get into the area to where the elevators were. So it forced you out to use these stairs, but it also funneled people to separate ends of the building. That way, it didn't flood one stairwell. And this is the first floor that was done on, and I was like, oh, so this isn't. This isn't going to get done on any other floor? Oh, no, that's a grandfathered thing. So those people are shit out of luck? Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. What do you want?
What? Do you want everyone to burn in a can, in a concrete tube? Or do you want to be able to get out yourself? All right, you're on the floor that's getting out. Just love it.
What do you mean it was grandfathered in? Like when they built the building, they only had to do the one floor as like a test floor, and then none of the rest of them needed it?
The law or the fire code had gotten made after the floors had been built, but they weren't they hadn't done the cubicles, the carpeting. It wasn't, it was basically like a hollow area. Then this new floor got built. This code was in, so it had to get done. I was like, oh, so the other floors are just like, shit out of luck. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's the way it goes, man. Huh.
Yeah, I've been into a building that they're two buildings, but they're bridged across. There's like a catwalk, but they're technically separate buildings. They have separate addresses. So building A had like some kind of electrical fire of some sort, not from like the fire alarm system. So the fire alarm system got redone, but because it got redone within the last like 3 years, it goes up to new code. So it's got a new fancy addressable fire alarm system in it. It's got horns and strobes. It's got stuff in the fucking apartment units and in the hallways and shit like that. The building connected to it, maybe 100 feet away, has like a 5-zone panel with some bells from like 1985 and a couple of pool stations by the stairwells. And that is it. Because
you're talking about
nothing's been changed. Had no wholesale changes. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Those guys.
Wow.
I don't want to keep pining on like things from the past, but like, yeah, we've come a long way. Because you're a little. How much younger than Wes are you, Alan?
I don't know. How old are you, Wes? I'm 30. Yeah, 4 years. I think I'm 35, and he's
35. Yeah. I'm gonna be. So I'm like 8 years older than you. Like, I mean, think about this. I could get a discount when I was a kid on a toy if I could figure out a way to scrape a 1/2 by 1/4 inch fucking paper sticker off of one item and place it on another. Like that was it. Like when you got to the register, like the cashier would be like, I don't know if this price looks right. And they just, well, that's what it says. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. And they would just punch those 3 fucking digits in, and that was what you paid. Like we have just, yeah, we've come a long way. Thanks, ladies.
We made it about us. We didn't give kudos to these brilliant people.
The laser printer is really the one you need to be giving.
Yeah.
to.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. A woman also invented whiteout, and she perfected the formula so much that Reynolds bought it for $50 million in like the
that was
60s.
Naismith. That was one of the monkeys. Hey, with the monkeys.
Yeah.
People say we monkey around. That was his mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just died a few weeks ago, months ago.
Oh, damn.
God rest his monkey soul. Was
Yeah,
he on?
Conveniently enough, I listen to the Monkeys all days on Fridays, so tomorrow's gonna be a good day.
Do you really?
No, I still haven't listened to a Monkeys song, and I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even tell you.
I just revisited the Western Wear Wednesday fucking bit the other day, so I wouldn't put it past you. It's Monkey Friday.
I mean, that's fair. Touche.
Wake up, sleepy Jeep. What can it be?
They're going to be shooting that off the International Space
I'm going to
Station.
send you guys screenshots of my phone tomorrow while I'm driving around for work. Just Monkey songs.
Please make tomorrow Monkeys Friday, please.
You got it.
Yeah, you dress up like Curious George. I'll dress up like his trainer. What was his name?
I think I have a long sleeve polo somewhere with like the white collar. That'll come. I'll dress the part. Don't you worry.
It was just simply the man in the yellow hat, and you're mixing up monkeys. Okay, we're talking about the Monkeys.
Yes, I know the goddamn band. I'm aware. I was just thinking of a monkey that he could dress up like. All right. You're talking about dressing up like an artist, like one of the monkeys from the band?
No, I'm just talking about listening to the music from the Monkeys.
Oh, yeah, we can.
I'm definitely wearing a turtleneck tomorrow too.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, this
Did you know the North Pole of Uranus is dark for 42 years at a time?
I bet it is.
Does Greg Louganis do dives into it?
God damn it! I need to meet the man who named the planet. That's.
I like somewhere around like the early to mid 2000s they tried to correct it. It's Uranus. No,
too late.
too late. Sorry.
Well, as the father of a son, I have taught him Uranus only so I can actually teach him some science long enough to, there's no way I'm going to be able to complete a sentence if I keep saying Uranus.
That's a good point.
Obviously, with a 7-year-old. So I've taught him Uranus. And at one day and age, I'll say, buddy, it's actually pronounced Uranus. And then he's going to laugh and cackle for probably 3 or 4 hours. And then we'll get back to some science.
You could say, hey, the North Pole's black 43 years at a time. Is that just the way it tilts towards the sun?
Yeah, I believe Uranus is one of those weird planets that like sits on a off axis, like compared to the rest of them. Like it's facing, instead of like going like around like we would think, it actually goes like up and down.
Mm.
Venus doesn't turn. Venus shows one side the entire way around.
Yeah,
not Venus. Sorry, no, it's not Venus. It's what's one more inside of us?
Inside of us, Mercury.
No,
you got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars.
Yeah,
Jupiter.
No, it is Venus. Sorry, it is Venus. Venus doesn't rotate like that. One side is facing the sun all the time.
I don't think that's true. I think it. Well, I mean, maybe that's true, but I know it rotates.
Yeah, damn it, the bitch spins on its side. Goddamn, I did not know that.
Uranus spins this way?
Yeah, check it out. Hold on. Can I share?
Sure.
I know a lot of planetary facts for some reason. I was fascinated as a kid, but too dumb to get into the sciences that maybe would have made me money in the field.
Uranus has a little red ring around it, but man, look at that.
Look at that little red ring around Uranus, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh,
it looks tender.
All right. For future Fun Fact Friday reference, there will be no more Uranus.
No more Uranus.
Hey, we got a chili cheese thing coming up. Don't worry.
That'll have a lot to do with Uranus.
We won't make fart jokes at all.
Did you know oysters can change genders back and forth. Does it really matter? Like with the whatever that is, do we even know what they are? Mollusks, crustaceans, what the fuck they are?
I think they're definitely mollusks. But more importantly, does snot really have a gender? Like, does it matter? Like, it's just, I think this one doesn't matter. Yeah. And if they can change back and forth, then who gives a shit?
Okay, back to the penis guy. Who's looking for the penis on an oyster? Like, what are you doing?
What's it look like?
Oyster genitals? Nobody.
So let's Google oyster penis.
Yeah, like
oyster penis.
Some sort of marine biologist. And when is, I mean, that's kind of convenient for the oyster, though. Like, yeah, I'm kind of over being a dude for a minute. Be a chick. And then what do? Sit there in that shell?
Yeah, but like, do oysters even bang? Do they, or they just like, they just spray their sexy oyster goo all over the ocean?
I think I tend to think that that's how all sea creatures, besides like sharks and whales and stuff, fucking get it done, is they just spray into the void. They're just like into the ocean, and then it lands somewhere else, and then something happens. That's how I assume all sea creatures get it going.
Well, whales are mammals.
Yeah.
What are sharks?
Sharks are mammals.
No, sharks are fish.
Are they not? Oh, maybe dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins are mammals.
Dolphins are mammals. Okay, yeah. Sharks are fish.
So fish do. Okay, I know we're getting into.
But sharks give live birth, which is unusual for non-mammals.
That's right. Yes.
But I know. Okay. Do fish fuck?
Some fish fuck.
Salmon.
Do they fuck? No. Salmon lay eggs, and then fucking male salmon splooge all over like them while they're laying on the rocks on the bottom of an Alaskan river. That's what Nat Geo taught me.
Yeah, maybe I was thinking of some other big fish like that just has this teeny little dong that poking out through this boxer briefs. And
scissored.
Yeah. But so I'm wondering, do sharks bang? Because they give live birth, but do they fuck? Because I know dolphins. I know dolphins are dirty.
Do sharks bang?
Did you say dirty little porpoises? Fornicate or have sex? Do they bang? You're gonna get some weird TikTok about like
do sharks
have intercourse. Yeah, because I mean, like, remember, because I think we had that story about that lady that, like, she was studying dolphins, and then she was convinced that this dolphin was coming on to her, and she liked it. And then her and the dolphin had some sexy time.
It's sex. It's like bird sex. There's a cloaca and claspers, so it's like sharks have like bird sex basically, but it's regular sex, like. The claspers go into the cloaca and then semen gets inserted. So it's basic sex. It's just, fish bird sex.
So it's like Korean sex.
Kinda.
Right. By the way, reading this, oysters flop back and forth, so they don't have to have sex. They go from
what I thought.
Yeah, they go from male to female in order to be able to procreate with themselves.
Asexual.
Yeah. But no, I did. Christ, and that's so weird when you talk about like sharks like that, especially an apex predator that's just, there's no pleasure in it. It's like, all right, we just got to get this done. Get the fuck away from me before I eat your ass. I need to get something to eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah, and then their own babies like eat each other in the fucking womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Not a very loving thing.
Yeah, shark dongs are weird.
And there's the name of this episode.
Shark dongs
are weird.
Did you know 25% of business school deans say they would admit a clearly unqualified student if his or her parents donated $1 million? Sounds like a very business decision to me.
I mean, look, I'm not the dean of a business school because I make bad business decisions. So letting some kid come in that's probably going to fail because daddy can afford to build us a new wing is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah. This is America, Jack. All right. Let me tell you that. And second of all, It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Some schlep is going to come in here into the comment section. Lord knows where they listen to this shit at. I don't know if it's YouTube or Spotify. We're soon to get shut down anyway. But they're going to come in and be like, they're taking the spot of someone who deserves it, who could be a upstanding member of society and get a 4-year degree and go on to make a lot of money in a business school. Go to another business school. Have you ever been to Goldie Beacom?
I believe maybe.
It's a business school north of Wilmington, Delaware that I think the enrollment is about 1,100 people. It's about the size of a small community college. Okay. It's not prestigious, but they're relatively picky about who gets in, because it's so small and because it's so like, I think there's 2 majors. I think it's business and business something
business
else.
Administration.
Something else. And if someone was like, hey, look, here's $1 million. We're gonna get some new pavements. We're gonna get some new fire alarm systems in all your dorm rooms and all your classrooms. Yeah, hell yeah, get him in here. Send little Jimmy down into fucking Business 101 because that's where you start, right? Yeah. In a 4-year school, it's Business 101.
Yeah, I think he's right. Like Wes's first day was, "This is America, Jack." I think is what he said. Like,
that is right. Yeah,
yeah. That's look, we pay to play over here. All right, has it left our country in potentially a precarious position? Maybe, but hey, if we're not here to ride capitalism out until the end of our days, then I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, I would say all universities do this, just on a smaller level.
Yeah.
They accept more people for a gross amount of money, and they know that those people aren't qualified to get the degree that they're paying that amount of money for. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what my dad paid to go to college, but I know that when he was done, he was able to support a family of 4 all the way up until like 1985, when my mom just decided she wanted to be a teacher. And then she went to school, and then she became a teacher. Mm-hmm. And he didn't even take out a single student loan. Could you imagine that? Yeah. And now you got to pay like, what, $20,000 a semester? It's like $100,000 on tuition to get your political science degree.
Yeah. Well, the problem was back when your parents went, they were like, colleges were like, oh, education, and the country was like, people should be smart and learn things. And then we've trended towards a country of, you should definitely read your shit on Facebook and YouTube. And universities and the government and the companies that, the banks that bankroll all of this were like, you know what we should do? We should keep raising the prices and start issuing predatory loans to young people who definitely probably won't finish school, but will definitely still owe us money.
Hey, you didn't get that degree? Too bad, bro.
It sucks to suck. The best part is if you were stupid in high school, you got to go get like private loans that are even worse. They're like, oh, you want to go to college? Here's this 40% interest rate, dick. Good luck. better major in philosophy, make the big bucks.
I actually was gonna go for oyster fornication.
Holy shit. You know what? I realized, just as you saying that, I realized how lucky I am to have ditched college for broadcasting school, because okay, my major was creative writing with a minor in philosophy. Holy shit.
Dude, I would have loved to have been a philosophy major if I wanted to live eating beans out of a can and fucking or go to law school. That's the only other alternative, is you could be a philosophy major, but you gotta go to law school.
Holy shit. I can't imagine how lost I would have been if I wasted any more money than I already did.
Been like, you motherfucker. Just to have a piece of paper to tell people that I could write creative stories and I can fucking think abstractly.
I think really hard about the stories I write.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Well,
it's like I used to around the workplace, I used to make fun of like a fine arts degree, and then I totally forgot that my boss at the time had like a fucking like music theory degree, and I was like, well, that explains why you're a bad sales boss.
All right, so last week we're going to get into this next week, but both of us split. Alan and I took the took the Chiefs. Okay, and Murr was mocking us the entire time with a pitfall loss. So Murr takes that game, gets himself to 5.5 points. Alan and I both won the Rams game, close one. So Murr, you are effectively out of it. But next week you'll get to talk about the Super Bowl. Don't worry about it. Hey, look, and I've reminded everyone every round that you won last year's. Okay, so
I know. I'm appreciative of that. You did not shortchange me in that department. So thank you.
So, Alan, it's up to you and me. I have the 0.5-point lead. We'll figure it out next week. And Alan could be, I don't know, Michael Buffer. We could figure it out on that end. So, before you go, I always think I'm saying this wrong. Is it Hormel?
Yeah. The chili guys.
That's right.
Yeah, Hormel.
Hormel has come up with a new fully functioning half-barrel keg full of chili cheese dip that they're calling, quote, hold your socks, folks. This is a super original Hormel chili cheese keg. But when we put
The marketing department stayed up late for that motherfucker.
Look, man, sometimes you don't got to reinvent the fucking chili cheese keg. Okay, it is what it is.
Very true.
So yeah, key features of the Hormel chili cheese keg include, quote, proprietary adjustable internal heating element, a tap handle in the shape of an iconic Hormel chili can, and a chili cheese pump that ensures optimal pouring. The keg can hold up to 15 gallons, which amounts to almost 300 4-ounce servings of Hormel chili cheese that will be delivered to the winner's home February 13th, 2022, just in time for the Super Bowl. If you would like to receive, I don't know what information you would want to receive. If you're going to this website, it means you're entering to win this motherfucker. HormelChiliCheesekeg.com. God damn. What the hell do you think of that? It's going to get delivered too. You don't even have to pick it up and sit there and struggle and like lift it and put it in your car and then drive it and buckle it up, get an insurance policy.
I don't think the lifting's not the problem. The shame. I think that's the bigger thing.
What do you got in there? Chili cheese.
Shit. The shame of fucking entering this contest as we speak, goddammit.
I'm coming over. If you win, I'm coming over.
Sir, I have a feeling that if I win this thing and it gets delivered to fucking house in Maryland, there might just be a wintertime baby pool full of fucking chili cheese.
Dude, you mock the marketing department, but just remember the marketing department is the one who came up with this idea, and this motherfucker sells itself. Hormel just got God knows how many fucking hits on their website. Jesus. That's
I never in my life would have gone to the Hormel chili website. And I'm there. I'm there right now. Chili cheesecake.
Ooh.
It looks magical. I'm not gonna lie.
Is the I guess the steps to enter the contest that in depth?
I'm done. I'm done already. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
You just put your name, your address, your date of birth, and your email address, and that's it.
And do you have no shame?
Yeah. I think if you've made it to this point, there's very little shame. Like even just navigating to the website and looking for the form to fill out is all your shame is gone.
Self-respect. Yes. No.
15 gallons worth too. I mean, a winner is going to have to invite 50 people over.
Do you see the picture of it?
This is just, I see. This looks almost like Legos, but I'm going to share this with you. You're talking about this right here?
Like, I got a picture of it.
That?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All I know is that tap handle, it's fucking, I'm buying a mini fridge and making a kegerator, and then no matter what beer is in it, that's the tap handle.
That's pretty good.
It's just a can of Hormel chili.
And it's got a heating element inside of it. Like, that's
right.
Like, God, man, we've come Thanks, ladies. We've come so
Yeah.
far thanks to your
Remember
technology.
the laser printer and fucking windshield wipers? Now we have heated fucking chili cheese cakes.
No, they invented things that are useful. We invented things that are fun.
This isn't useful.
Now-
I don't know what the fuck is.
As proprietary, that means it's owned by that part is owned by Hormel, right?
What, the
What's that?
proprietary
The
heating element?
proprietary adjustable internal heating element. That means Hormel owns that
Yeah.
patent
probably.
to heat the chili cheese inside the keg.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, until the winner is an electrical engineer and fucking takes it apart.
They probably had one of their scientists from their fucking corned beef hash division come over and craft them up a heating element for this keg.
Ay. Well, good luck to the fucking person who wins. We had to figure out who wins this. Look, I mean, they say 2013 or not 2013. God, it's getting delivered on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't even give you a day to tinker around with it. I want it on the 12th. I want a day to kind of figure out the mojo of it.
No, you don't. No, you don't, because you'll be burned out on fucking chili cheese keg stands before the fucking Super Bowl happens.
No, I want that. I don't even want it showing up in the morning. I don't want to be prepared. I want it showing up at like fucking, I don't know, 3 p.m. when I've already started tossing back beers and it's about to get fucking weird.
Right.
I want the warm chili cheese keg to show up. Like, bam, let's go.
Now, have you created a spread that's lacking chili cheese, but is also designed nothing but for chili cheese? Like, oh, I
Yes.
created this. We're going to add chili cheese to it, and this we're going to add chili cheese to it.
Hold on, wait a minute. You're acting like their chili cheese doesn't go with anything that you can imagine. Throw a food item out there.
Carrots,
Chili cheese enhances
Yeah,
the carrots.
I would dip my
celery.
Fucking, what are you
There's a
doing?
vehicle you
Come
can
on.
scoop. You can scoop with celery.
I'm trying to think of like game day food.
No, but like I would. You're right. To your question, yes, I would have like assorted nacho chips, different baked potatoes,
A bread
French
bowl.
French fries, hot dogs, sausages, things.
Burgers.
Yeah, chili cheese burgers. Yep, absolutely.
Or just
Steaks.
just a bowl.
Oh, yeah, just I had to have bowls there too. You just fucking crack that bad boy open.
Spoons, a small child, an iguana, a ferret. It doesn't matter.
Brendan-
You dump chili cheese on it. You take a bite.
Brendan Fraser as Encino Man. He's in the juice.
Wheezing the juice is correct.
I think Brendan Fraser at this point in his life is a chili cheese keg.
That's fucked up. Yeah, this would be a
This would be a winner. This would be a winner. All right, Alan, tell the folks where you can find us and where they could win themselves a 15-gallon drum of chili cheese from Hormel.
Brendan Fraser is a chili cheesecake now.
Thank
Jesus
I
Christ.
told you.
Oh, that seems rude. Oh man. Well, if you want to hear more of our absolute ridiculous shenanigans, please check us out for your listening pleasure on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify platforms. We have not Neil Younged ourselves. We will stay there for all of our listeners. Of course, you can follow us on your favorite social media platforms as well. We're the Middle Classholes on Facebook. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. And we are just Middle Classholes on TikTok. Check us out. Getting groovy. And of course, our favorite mode of communication, email us at tickleourtummies. That's right, tickleourtummies@gmail.com.
Hey, look, so we have had a couple of comments on YouTube. So a gentleman named Sion Lee, who commented on Amazon truckers pissing in bottles. He says, peeing in bottles is something that my Amazon driver trainer told us not to do. I would not pee in a bottle unless I'm in an area where bathrooms are limited or more than 5 to 7 minutes out of my route. I went on to say, not a big deal, we understand. So, hey, thank you for clarifying. We also got a
Good. And you shouldn't piss in bottles. Go to use a bathroom like a human being and pull your penis through the penis hole that has been supplied in your boxer briefs like a normal person, not like a weirdo like Murr.
Yeah, don't make this weird V. Then we also got I can't figure out the username here. Ariel Labby commented on Monkeys on the Loose. Okay, it's where the thing fell out. It says, let's first talk about why there are lab monkeys. That in itself is questionable.
No, it's not questionable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Murr. Like, look, yeah, I don't want to go out on a limb here because I don't know you, Poster, and I don't know that you're listening. But I have a feeling you might be in a certain camp of a certain school of thought. And look, we need to experiment on things that are as close to us as humanly possible without experimenting on ourselves. And monkeys happen to fit that bill. So, monkey experimentation it is. What's how it goes.
Do you want vaccines? Do you want eyeliner?
You want your menthol cigarettes to maybe or maybe not kill hound dogs?
Exactly. So you experiment on monkeys first. Oh, man, that just gave me a vision. I'd like to see a test lab of monkey makeup artists.
Oh, just
I'd like to go to
just the artist.
No, not like the done-up monkeys, like at the Clinique factory, just to make sure other products don't cause fucking allergies.
Oh God!
Just some sexy ass chimpanzees, fucking like mugging for the mirror
with boas. Oh well, folks, that's all the time we have for the night. Middle Class Holes, Murr, Allen, and Fox, man, appreciate the time. And of course, if you get caught manufacturing, selling, or distributing or purchasing a fake COVID vaccine card, I hope the person that wins this chili cheese keg dumps pipe. They turn that proprietary adjuster all the way up to scorch and pour it down your pee hole or your pussy. Thank you. Have a good night.
Just ask Miss Smith, give me a big old glass of beer. 'Cause I get drunk most every day.